Great, wonderful. Shrotas, friends, sadhakas, co-travelers, wonderful, serious, sincere students of Brahma Vidya. Hearty welcome to you all with all the gratitudes, wishes, and suggestions, submissions. That what a great endeavor taken up by whatever the reasons, realize its greatness and stick to it. Nothing should make us compromise for our Shastra Shravana Dhyana Manana Chintana on a regular basis. Why Loka Sevaka Vyaktitvam? Why Dharma Stavaka Vyaktitvam? Why Viragitvam? Let the questions be asked by us. Let the answers be found by us. Because of the optimistic, positive answers, let us convincingly believe to build this type of our Vyaktitva. Why the need of Bhaktatva? Why the need of Shishyatva? And also one can think for more clarity the opposite of these things. If I don't do the Loka Seva, if I become a selfish person of taking from the Loka, what will happen to me? If I am not doing Dharma Sthapana, if I only live life of Varna Sankara Adharma, how it leads to? If I am not Bhakta, then Nastika, what will happen? So too, if I am not a Shishya, serious, sincere, what would be the lot of my life? In this way, why and what if not? These questions can give us more clarity regarding the importance, need of developing these vyaktitvas. In the same way, why mumukshutva? If not, what will happen? Why jignasutva? If not, what would be the position? Why we have to be shrota? If we don't listen to Shastra every day, what would be our position? And then why we have to be sadhaka? If not, how? As a samsari, proving our own ignorance, delusion, we just walk the path of our own self-destruction. So too, why the need of parishrami? In this, we can also have a question along with if not, what will happen? The question of how I can be the parishrami. This how can be added to all the 13 things in fact. Then the need of, why the need of the prerana yukta vyaktitva. So too, why and how the prashanta gambhirata maintenance. Last but not the least, why we have to master or at least become familiar with the Sanskrita Bhasha with Vyakarana. See that if we know it directly, what is in the heart of the Acharyas, Gurus, also in the heart of the Upanishad, we will be able to grasp it. In other languages, only the literal translation they try to tell. But in that Sanskrit Bhasha, with what deep bhavana it is said, that may not be conveyed sometimes through the explanation in other languages. Like what is in Punjabi, the way of sometimes saying, you cannot translate in other languages. The literal translation may be there, but the bhavana may not be possible. Mm. And any translation goes only in one angle. But then the original can teach us many levels also. Especially Sanskrita Bhasha has this ability of the words remaining the same can reveal deeper and higher meanings also, different levels of meanings. For such very many reasons, little of Sanskrita Bhasha, Parigyanam with Vyakarana always is better, good and healthy. So too, why the need of Shastras? If not, what will happen? Why the need of Gurus? If not, what would have happened? Why the need of Devatagana if they were to be absent? What would have happened? Why the need of worshipping Mother, invoking her grace? If not, what will happen? What's happening? So too the need of surrendering to Jagadishwara, Rameshwara, Sarveshwara. If not, how we, by our choice, get separated from Him, maintaining that ego, trying to do the things according to our own choice. How do we get punished by the totality? It is always good to question and find. So too, the Brahma Tattva Anusandhana, its necessity. This is how we can convince ourselves about the need of strengthening these Vyaktittas, which in turn help us in our spiritual pragati. And any such Vyaktittvas. 19, 13 we have added. You can make it a list of 20 also, 25 also, 30 also. Right. Welcome, friends. Sri Krishna Yajurvediya Shwethashwathara Upanishad Adhyayana we are doing. These Brahmavadin started mutually discussing about the Mula Karana. They could not, then they contemplated and they discovered Devatma Yonim Swagunaya Nigudam and all. And then slowly this entire Vishwa Panchasrotombum, all of that is being explained. Then the final goal is indicated to discover the substratum of everything as ourselves. Etad gneyam nityameva atmasamstam nata param veditavyami kinchit. How much powerful are these two shlokas? Is these two lines is inexplicable. How much important they are. Like this nuclear energy. I don't know. I just this example clicked. I am sharing the nuclear energy invocation through the fusion as well as the fission. Etad gneyam nityameva atma samstam is the fusion. Know the self. Nata paradam veditavyam hi kinchit is vision. Never ever attend to anything other than the self because it is not real. Just attend and realize the self because that alone is real. No. Volumes of guidance information is hidden in these two lines. Rather, the essence of what all to be known, what all to be done, what all to be reached. If one can feel that way, in that way, many a times in Upanishads, many such complete shlokas come. But we have to be that much alert, serious, sincere in trying to grasp. the entirety of that shloka, we are revealed with the beauty of that shloka, the meaning of the beauty of the meaning of the shloka. This is an example. And it is not stopped there. Further, भोक्ता भोग्यम प्रेरितारंच मत्वा सर्वम प्रोक्तम त्रिविधम ब्रह्म में तत्, ये कहकर हमें अधूरा नहीं छोड़ा गया, पूरा बताया गया. Brahman is expressing as these three, therefore transcend these three and reach Brahman. Having established in Brahman, come back to play again in the game of these three, without missing your essential self, without missing that this is only a play, is only a leela, it's only a kalpana. It has no consequence of any sort other than entertainment in its both happenings of seeming positive, seeming negative. Seeming positive is like birth and success and profits. The negative is the death and failure and losses. दोनों में कोई consequence नहीं. They are both in the projected world. Reality is intact in either cases of the success and failure of the imagined projected world, isn't it? Original is intact. Am Brahmasmi. Projected is coming, going. Projected is born or dying. In the projected dream like waking world, there are losses or gains, successes or failures, happinesses or miseries, friends or foes. These two only make that world. It's two opposite poles. So that's what adds to the entertainment. So entertain yourself in both this and that. How do you do? Only when we know both of them are unreal. How do we know it? When we know the real. Beautiful was that shloka. Then in the next shloka, by giving the example of the Arani, we are told to make use of the Pranava, Alambana of the Pranava, for achieving everything that is to be achieved in the effort of achieving what is said in this shloka. So we have seen yesterday that mantra 13 fully. Today we will see the 14th one. Very simple it is said. Also we'll study the 15th one also to some extent. With Bhashyam, we'll be left with 116th mantra in this particular first chapter. Good that you're all tuned every day, remembering what has happened yesterday's class. Lucky you are, and intelligent too to remember. Like for me, कम याद रहता because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 7, 8, 9 texts I have to remember. Anyway, let us see that. Before that, our prarthana sankalpa for a couple of minutes. And what is today's common sense thought? Two things we talk today, but saving time without elaboration, giving you the hints only. आज के दो common sense thoughts. First one is, see, there is a kahavat in Sanskrit. Yad bhavam tad bhavati. The one who is doing whatever the bhavana, that is what he gets, that is what he becomes also. Tat bhavati means that thing comes in front, tad bhavati, he becomes so. Hmm. Other quotation also is, he says, no? Yat sankalpavan bhavati, tat kamo bhavati. Yat kamo bhavati, tat karma kurute. Or kratuhu kurute. Yat karma kurute, tad apnoti. Whatever under sankalpa, repeatedly, that becomes the kamana. Whatever is kamana, that pushes one to act in that direction. And those actions define, decide the results. This is the system that's operational in the life in the human life, especially on this world globe, then same thing we are using in negative manner. Can we use this principle, these blessings, this gift positively? Hmm. Because yad bhavam tad bhavati, or yad sankalpavan bhavati tat kamo bhavati, yad kamo bhavati tat karma kurute, yad karma kurute tat phalavan bhavati. What is the positive way of using it? Is can we fully hallucinate, project, imagine as many times as possible about only spirituality? Just like we fancy and imagine about the worldly things, and we get it also and we get lost in it. Can we think about this common sense of imagining spirituality, projecting spirituality, hallucinating about spirituality, dreaming about spirituality? It is not said in any shastras that way, but we are trying to see can it help us. If it helps us, let us make use of it. And imagine of all aspects of Adhyatmikata about oneself, है ना? Like Adhyatmikata, which place you want to stay, pray it, ask for it, seek it. अरे यार उस जगह हो तो मजा आता है ऐसा. Which place it must be conducive to spirituality. Imagine करो. Because today the place where we stay may not be that much conducive, helpful to spirituality. है ना? वन कैन से दैट जहाँ भी रहो उस जगह को आप आध्यात्मिक बनाना चाहिए. These are all true at one level. But going to the sacred spiritual places helps us in doing sadhana better way, easier. तो इस पॉइंट का जगह इधर है, उस पॉइंट का जगह उधर है. दोनों अपने आप में करेक्ट है. लाइक द प्लेस वेयर आई स्टे, then I must make it spiritual by all means. But sometimes it may not be possible because of the outer powerful negative forces may disturb. अगेन है लाइक आप अपने घर में ही रूम में ही सब रख रहे हो स्पिरिचुअल संबंधी, बट इन ए ग्रॉसर और सटलर मैनर in other rooms of your own house or in the locality, lot of the bhoga sambandhi sounds are there, or etc are there. Definitely they will influence, no? Like मैं सत्संग कर रहा हूँ तो is an apartment, lot of sounds will continuously come. Although I plug my ears throughout the day by using that headphone, उसको काट के जोड़ के यूज करता हूँ मैं. It is very helpful, but that's not, it's all temporary, no? Gross I may avoid, but subtler influences. So therefore we have to understand the importance value of the place. Therefore imagine, do sankalpa, pray for it, both. Then I must obtain that place. I must love and love to stay in that place. And it can be a beautiful mandira parisara, isn't it? It can be in the like Mother Ganges, Mana, a beautiful forest, nobody to disturb. Or the best of it is in the Himalayan gufas and caves. And like that, for examples I gave, any other things which you feel like, wherein it is conducive spiritually with regard to the place. Imagine karna. So to imagine about the time, the imagination of time is what? That Brahma Muhurta time, which is said to be more sacred. Imagine that at that time I'm already got a fully fresh and fully in that energy and alertness to be able to do sadhana. Right now, that's not there. Like again, place, anytime one must make it for sadhana. But then again, as we gave the example of Desha, the Kala also, like this Kala of 840, the whole world is awakened, world of worldliness. Those people, again, their variety of doings, that Kala disturbs us. Imagine morning 3:34. All these Bhautikavadi Jagat is quiet, and Adhyatmika Rishi Muni Yogis are awakened. So that Kala also has got its influence. Therefore, about the Kala we can imagine. Then we can imagine about the company of people around us. You know, it also has its own effect, although we should say, whatever the company, we should not get affected by it. But sometimes that may not be possible. We may get influenced. So why take chance? Why give chance? Isn't it? Because of this reason, seeking the company, you know, at the feet of the Guru, in the beautiful idol of the Lord, with the co-students who are so pure in the heart, so deep seekers, loving, the highest level of maturity they have, they love us, they help us. So imagine the company of people around. The people who are there right now, we don't know they are that much capable to help us, influence us positively. But what we are doing is yad bhavam tad bhavati. That principle we are thinking, can we use it? Can we go on imagining, go on feeling, go on desiring for it, go on praying for it? ऐसा जगह ऐसा जगह ऐसा जगह ऐसा समय ऐसा समय ऐसा समय ऐसे लोग ऐसे लोग ऐसे लोग around, isn't it? In the same way, the sharira. Right now, this sharira of ours, and not worst, but not best also. It has got so many inconveniences and disturbances causing for the sadhana. Now imagine about that healthy body, flexible body, and a strong body, long living body, in such a manner that throughout life, not even a little attention also the body is seeking. That much it is good, healthy. है कि नहीं? अभी देखो बैठे तो डर लगता है, झुको तो डर लगता है, चलने से डर लगता है, सोने पे डर, बाहर बैठने में डर लगता है, एनीथिंग वी डर लगता है शरीर का क्या होगा करके। इजंट इट? होता भी है। है ना? लिटिल चेंज ऑफ एटमॉस्फेयर, all asthma will attack us, isn't it? Little air pollution, all the lungs get choked. Body is sensitive, so little wrong food eaten, 2 days 3 days, any sort of problem. अब इतने चीजों से कोई साधना हो सकता है क्या? Isn't it? And more so because of the variety of wrong foods eaten, every cell of our body is filled with such a negative matter material that it is so much tamasic only. Imagine every cell is vibrating with sattva guna, dynamism, and positivity and cooperating. How beautiful it is. ऐसा इमेजिन करना, ऐसा शरीर मुझे देना भगवान, है ना? शरीरम में विचर्षणम, like that. So to the prana shakti level, isn't it? 6 महीने तक बिना खाए पिए एक जगह बैठकर ध्यान कर पाने का शक्ति, you know, or for like Parikshit, 7 days, the Shakti continuously to listen to Bhagavad Puran. Great Shakti, no? Otherwise, ears and mind gets tired. Thoda sa, like you and I, more than 1 hour we cannot. I cannot. You are Mahayogis, you may be. But see the Parikshit ji, 7 days. Now see about those Shaunakadi rishis, 1,000 years. Sahasra Samamasata. See that stamina of Shravana. So the power of the energy, the pranamaya कोश, है ना, तपस्या करने का, स्वाध्याय करने का 5 मिनट वी स्टडी द बुक our mind intellect gets so tired होगा नहीं उसके बाद नींद आ जाती है but imagine one book if I have taken up not any big book only small yoga vasist Maharabhai only 32,000 shlokas until that is over you have not got up see the energy and stamina मजा आता है कि नहीं in the same way plan for what sort of indriyas we want to have what sort of mind we feel like having isn't it a full concentrated mind full of energy wala mind full of dynamism wala mind full of all positive gunas that are said in all shastras should be in our mind why not we imagine yad bhavam tad bhavati हम knowingly unknowingly we are doing the bhavana of गुस्सा करेंगे बदला ले लेंगे that's why those thoughts only are coming in us hate करेंगे cheat करेंगे beat करेंगे that's what the mechanism of the universe is knowingly unknowingly whichever sankalpa we do that gets manifested in the total world or in the individual world samashti or vyashti samashti में of course the samashti individual sankalpas work ईश्वर इज न्यूट्रल इसे तुम जो चाहते हो मैं देता हूँ व्यष्टि या समष्टि में then the intellect can't we ask for the intellect a sharp intellect a subtle intellect a pure intellect a piercing intellect that any sentence heard all the possible meanings in that sentence of all levels should click to us in a flash of moment effortlessly isn't it मैं तो मांगता हूँ बाबा भैया और भी मांगना चाहिए intensely deeply let my intellect be like that then we are exposed through those situations by which these most conducive personality layers are provided to us that is his way संकल्प करना कामना करना अप्लाई करना is our job supply reply is his job how he does he knows like we might have done that regular शास्त्र सुनेंगे तो therefore here we are शायद मैं तो किया होगा कि सच इसलिए भगवान ऐसे सिचुएशन में लाके रखे कि नथिंग एल्स नोवेयर एल्स टू गो नोवेयर टू नथिंग टू डू ओनली यही काम तो कोई काम संकल्प किया होगा ना ऐसा otherwise how dare how anybody can continuously do the Upanishad satsanga for 1650 days without even one day break शर्म आती है बोलने को क्योंकि we have not achieved anything but it itself by itself is a good feat इन द सेम वे शाम का क्लास हमने एक दिन भी नहीं छोड़ा उतने साल से दैट आवर्स ऑफ 6 to 8 8:39 किया होगा संकल्प भगवान ने तथास्तु कहा and देवतागणास आर हैप्पी टू से तथास्तु for our good noble sankalpas we have to encash it we have to be wise enough for that so too what type of samskaras I must have in my memory recesses imagine all Upanishad mantras, Gita mantras, Prakarana Shastra mantras, like Adi Shankar Bhagwan, Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam. Why not we become Alayam like Shankara? Why only he? Why the moment we close the eyes, all the mantras Abhishekena Kata Prashna Mundama, क्यों याद नहीं रखना चाहिए सब ये वासना में क्वेश्चन रहते so to all the examples used taken are given, all the logics that are given, all the akyayikas, kathanikas, kathas that are told to convey the bhakti, jnana, viveka, vairagya. है ना सारे कहानियां भी याद है सारे एग्जाम्पल्स भी याद है सारे लॉजिक्स भी याद है सारे मेन नॉलेज भी याद है मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली द मंत्रास वासनामय कोश में इफ दीज थिंग्स आर देयर like in your cell phone's memory, a beautiful soothing musics, the omkaras, the flute ka dhuna, a beautiful Ucharana of the Bhagavad Gita, Hanuman Chalisa, like these things are there. And anytime you just have 5 minutes on कर ली और उस मस्ती में झूम रहे मानो कितना मजा आता है ना. Why only cell phone chip? Our own mind. Why not? Our own Vasanamaya Kosha. Why can't it have the memories of meeting great saints and sages? Why do we have the memory of only with whom we fought, who has given a danda to us, who has insulted us? वैसे लकी हम है कि वो भी याद नहीं रहता हमको, इसलिए बेशरम. Anyway, नारायण. कुछ याद नहीं रहता स्वामी. है ना, like I met Gurudev. If I am in that memory, and I met so many Mahatmas in that memory, how inspiring it is. How, reminding it is. Yeah, those Mahatmas have blessed you for sadhana. भूल गए हो क्या? अब लगे रहो. So in this way, positive thing. Keep on doing the imagination, projection, kamana, sankalpa, desire. In the Rishi Samuha, I am there. Mahamuni Samuha, I am there. Having Tivra Charcha on Tattva. Or I am always in that secluded place, all alone, in my deep meditation, fearlessly, within myself, about the self. You know? In the same way, the yoga sthiti sankalpas, tapasya sthiti sankalpas, parama bhakti sharanagati sthiti sankalpa. है ना? ऐसे महा उपासना भक्ति कर रहे कि भगवान खुद प्रत्यक्ष हो गए. ही इज ब्लेसिंग अस, ही इज टेकिंग अस टू हिज लोका एन रूट, ही इज शोइंग अस ऑल द वर्ल्ड्स that are created by him. These are all there in our Purana. हम सुनकर छोड़ देते. Instead of that, if we can do the अन्वय of them to us, like we hear कि Naradji came and visited Yudhishthira and talked to him. Why Naradji only to Yudhishthira? Why not to you and me? है ना? इमेजिन करो, नारद जी आए हैं, वेद व्यास जी आए हैं, शुकदेव जी आए हैं हमारे लाइफ में. ही इज ब्लेसिंग अस. है ना? ऋषियों का आगमन, सिद्ध पुरुषों का. लेट दत्तात्रेय भगवान ब्लेस अस. May we have the darshan of the Dakshinamurti Bhagwan. Isn't it? We have the beautiful darshan of Ganapati. And he's blessing us with a trunk. These are all good, positive, healthy imaginations. They will lead us slowly for the sankalpa of doing those sadhanas. Good, no? Nowadays, we are not doing sadhana because sankalpa drudhata is not there. And what we are doing is those things of which we were going on doing sankalpa and we made it drudha. Knowingly or unknowingly. Now, knowingly, let us do these things. Stay in Kailasa, stay in the Vaikuntha, stay in the Goloka, stay in the Saketapuri, staying at the feet of Jagan Mata, Adi Parashakti, Mata Durga ji ki charan, Lakshmi ji ki charan, Mata Saraswati is blessing us, Tripura Sundari is blessing us. How beautiful it is. है ना? देवताओं का समागम, ऋषि मुनियों का समागम, उनके द्वारा वंडरफुल ज्ञान प्राप्ति, अनुग्रह प्राप्ति. In fact, whatever we are reading in our evening Puranas, Skanda Puran तो क्या बढ़िया बढ़िया story है. All of that we can imagine for ourselves. See, yesterday, day before yesterday, all the Pancha Tirtha Mahima told. Narada Tirtha, Varaha Tirtha, and Nrsimha Tirtha, the Markandeya Tirtha. Today, at least 7, 8 more Tirtha. Yesterday, Vasudhara Tirtha, Mahima Badrinath was told to us. Brahma Tirtha yesterday told. Brahmadeva did the tapasya there. And today, at least 7, 8 Tirthas will be told. We can feel ourselves ki we are reaching there. We have to reach there. Isn't it? In that Jatavalkala Dharana, wandering in the Himalayas or in the forests and jungles fearlessly, reveling in unison with Paramatma. like all the Rishi Muni saints. Yesterday it was told, no? Every day we are seeing in our evening Dhanyastakam. Paratma Vidya Kanta Sukham Vanagruhe Vicharanti Dhanya Vijanesha Virakta Sangha. देखा ना, beautiful thing. They are Dhanya. So let us do the imagination, projection, hallucination, if you call it, or the desire. Best is the desire, sankalpa, may reach to that stage. If with the intellect having these informations, don't do these imaginations, then the mind has its own earlier data and experiences. So, worldliness, वो वाला imagination करेगा. I went to America again and again. Let me go. I enjoyed that casino. Let me eat again, enjoy again. I went there and had a bath in that beach, or I have traveled in that the roller coasters, etc. I did this shopping of these things, and with my friends I had that gala party, and in that party these are the eatables I had. ये वाला संकल्प आएगा फिर. योग संकल्प नहीं करो तो भोग संकल्प हो जाएगा. आध्यात्मिक संकल्प if you don't do, the samsaric संकल्प, because mind is dynamic, उसको कुछ पॉजिटिव नहीं दो तो it will graze negative ना. Always in that mood, beautiful. काश मैं ऐसी जगह पे रहूं, ऐसे लोगों के साथ रहूं. And then routine. Another beautiful thing is imagine how the whole day should be. How beautiful, no? 3:30 got up, taken bath, and then in the 2 hours of deep inner meditation, then the yoga pranayama, then the Surya Upasana, then Ishtadevata Upasana, then the Vishwa Kalyana Hetu Yagni Agadi, then the Mikshatana, then wherever we are going throughout the day, praying for them, blessing them, giving them the Adhyatmika suggestions, ourselves reveling in the Adhyana of many Shastras, in the Smarana of many Devatas, in the Parayana of the many of these stotras. You know, imagine that whole day where not even trace of Tamoguna, absolutely Shuddha Sattvika activities throughout the day happening through us. You know, we are singing for the Lord, we are dancing for the Lord, we are writing great bhakti stotras for the Lord, we are listening to the pravachana of the Lord, we are talking the pravachana, we are reading these huge Puranas and reveling in the stories. कितना बढ़िया होगा मेरा रूटीन बताओ. And last but not the least, highest most is reveling in the Brahmanubhuti and expressing those Sthita Prajna Lakshanas, Jnani Lakshanas. Prajhateda Kaman Sarvan Parthamanogatan. All those Shastras which have spoken about the Lakshanas of Sthita Prajna, they are expressing. Sarvavit Moodhavat Tishteta Sakto Vayuvachare. Kvachit Ajagaracha Kara Kalitaha. See, in evening you are lucky people. Didn't we study Jivan Muktananda Lahari? Pure Pauran Pashyan Narayutinama Kritimayan. Aha Munirnavyamoham Bhajati Guru Diksha Kshatatamaha. Guru Diksha Kshatatamaha Munihi Vyamoham Namajati. कहते हुए in the above 3 lines, entire that Sthita Prajna Jivan Mukta Munis Lakshanas, how beautifully they are said. So to the Dhanyastakam which we are studying. त्यक्त्वा ममाहमिति मन्दकरे पदे द्वे मानावमानसदृशाः समदर्शिनश्च कर्तारमन्यमवगम्य तदर्पितानि कुर्वन्ति कर्मपरिपाक फलानि धन्याः. Why not that dhanyata is ours? This is how we have to lift ourselves. Enough of our doing the things which are lower, enough of imagining ourselves to be lower, enough of suffering and suffering also the regrets and guilts of being lower. Let us now only think, plan, do only higher, greater, diviner, nobler. Let us help ourselves in this way. If this way we help ourselves, all other helps automatically will come. Else nobody can help us. Right? So yad bhavam tad bhavati, how to utilize is the thing we discussed today. Another point we thought that we'll see tomorrow. An idea is given. Let's see how it works. Isn't it? Beautiful. In that Rishivesha, Chandanadi, Adbhuta Rupa, we are there. And remember all great people. Remember Dhruva, feel that I am like Dhruva. Remember Markandeya, feel that I am Markandeya. Remember Prahlada, feel that I am like Prahlada. Remember Nachiketa, feel that I am like Nachiketa. देखो, may I be like that, may I be like that. Bhaktas, yogis, jignasus, mumukshus, Mahaparishramis, Tyagi, Sannyasi. How many examples are there? Let me be like the Harishchandra Maharaj. Let me be like Raja Rantideva. Let me be like the great Parikshit. Let me be like है ना, the great Mahabhaktas that were there of past and present. तो इस तरह करते 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 ही हम माउल्ड हो जाएंगे पॉजिटिव. एक थिंग तो समझ लेना, लेफ्ट लीव नॉट आवर सेल्स जस्ट लाइक दैट. छोड़ दिया तो फिर गिर जाते हैं, फिसल जाते हैं, लुढ़क जाते हैं. छोड़ना ही नहीं, हमको कस के पकड़ के रखना है. उसी को हमने कहा इस तरह करो. Like the youngsters and children have their own imaginations. ऐसा रहना है, वैसा रहना है. We also might have had wonderful job, a great house, a very obedient wife or husband, and the very cute children, nice car, very good neighbors, nice in-laws. Everybody have this type of bhoga sambandhi sankalpa, and they work for it. One or the other, they keep getting in one life. एक एक जिंदगी में एक एक मिलता है. A samsari, if he does projections like that, we being sadhakas, let us do this projection. Right? Om, Om, Om. Om Sahanavavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Vamsha Rishibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyah. Om Yerime Guruvi Purvam Badavakya Pramanadaha Vyakyata Sarva Vedantaha Tan Nityam Pranatosmyaham Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashya Krutau Vande Bhagavanto Punah Punah Nidhaye Sarva Vidyanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Gurave Sarva Lokanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Om Bhavata Janata Suhita Bhavita Nija Bodha Vicharana Charumate कलयेश्वर जीव विवेकविदं भव शंकर देशिकमे शरणम्. ओम ब्रह्मानंदं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. परम ब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्त ब्रह्म विद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो श्री श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदाचार्येभ्यो अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्त ब्रह्मात्मैक्य बोधेन अस्मिन् क्षणे एव मोक्ष कैवल्य प्राप्त्यर्थं सनातनमस्य विश्वव्याप्तिषु आध्यात्मिक प्रगति एकता शांति पूर्वविरुद्ध्यर्थम् अस्माकं सह सर्वेषां धर्म संस्थापकानां निरंतर दिग्विजयार्थं श्रीराम मंदिरवत् शिव कृष्णादि समस्त मंदिराणाम् आश्रमाणां पुण्य दिव्य क्षेत्राणां विश्वविद्यालय भूभागादीनां पुनरवाप्ति तेषु निरंतर शास्त्र अध्ययन अध्यापन उपासना यज्ञ साधना सेवा तपस्यादीनां द्वारा भारतवर्षस्य सनातन धर्मस्य बाह्याभ्यन्तर शत्रूणां शाश्वत रूपेण समूल निर्मूलनार्थं भारतवर्षे विश्वे च अस्मात् क्षणादारभ्य वैदिक हिंदू संस्कृतेः सुसंप्रतिष्ठावाप्त्यर्थं शाश्वत रूपेण विश्वे मोक्षधर्म पुरुषार्थ प्रतिष्ठा द्वारा विश्व संरक्षणाभिवृद्ध्यर्थमस्यां कक्षायाम् आगतानां सर्वेषां संकल्पित सत्कर्म दिग्विजयार्थं तेषां हृदये परब्रह्म भगवद्देवता गुरुशास्त्र सत्संग साधना सेवा मातापितृ देश धर्म सनातन धर्म भक्त्यादीनां द्वारा जन्म साफल्यार्थम अनेक शास्त्राणाम् अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मध्ये श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदीय श्वेताश्वतरोपनिषदा आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्न मोक्षार्थम वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे आदौ पारायणम. Friends, let us do the Parayanam of the fourth chapter, the last four mantras from 19 onwards. 19, 20, 21, 22. Om Nainamurdham Natiryancha Namadhye Parijagrabhat Natasya Pratima Asti Yasya Nama Mahad Yashaha Nasandrushe Tishtati Rupamasya Nachakshusha Pashyati Kaschanainam हृदा हृदिस्थं मनसाय एनम् एवं विदुरमृतास्ते भवन्ति अजात इत्येवं कश्चिद्भीरुः प्रपद्यते रुद्रयत्ते दक्षिणं मुखं तेन मां पाहि नित्यं मानस्तोके तनये मान आयुषी मानो गोषु मानो अश्वेषु रीरिषः वीरान्मानो रुद्रभामितो वधीः हविष्मन्तः सदमित्वा हवामहे. ॐ नित्यानन्दं निराधारं निखिलाधारमव्ययं निगमाद्यगतं नित्यं नीलकण्ठं नमाम्यहम्. ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः. ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः. अथ प्रथमोऽध्यायः त्रयोदशो मन्त्रः 13th मंत्र. वह्नेर्यथा योनिगतस्य मूर्तिः न दृश्यते नैव च लिङ्गनाशः स भूय एवेन्धनयोनि गृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै प्रणवेन देहे. वह्नेर्यथा योनिगतस्य मूर्तिः न दृश्यते नैव च लिङ्गनाशः स भूय एवेन्धन योनिगृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै प्रणवेन देहे. Friends, clearly understood. The yoni is the arani, in that the vahni is there. Subtle rupa, unmanifest rupa. Lucky that it is there subtly, but unfortunate that it is not useful because it is not in the manifested form. Because it is not in manifest form doesn't mean it is not there. But because it is there, that's not sufficient. It has to come to our use, the fire. For that, it has to become manifest. Then what is done? The beautiful churning of that Adha and Uttara Arani. Because luckily it is there inside, the fire has got kindled, manifested. Isn't it? And then n number of utilizations with that fire. Okay, यज्ञ याग करो पहली बात, भोजन पकाओ दूसरी बात, गरम करो पानी वगैरह, मेडिकल इलाज करो. So many ways that manifest Agni can be utilized. In the same way, tad ubhayam vai, tadva ubhayam. That through the churning, the faith that the fire is there in an unmanifest form will be strengthened. And yes, when it is churned, the fire will come out. That experience is gained. Tadva ubhayam. If you leave the arani to arani, neither will have an idea that there's fire inside it, nor we take any initiative to churn it to manifest the fire. So the wood will be next to you only for 10,000 years. You are here seated, not invoking that fire nor using it. In the same way, we have the self within us, unmanifest. And we living as a not self with the upadhis for millions of lives suffering. It can continue. Now to that big question, that when the Lord is everywhere, why I am suffering? The answer is this. Lord is everywhere like that. Yonigata Vahni. You have to manifest Him through the journey, isn't it? Start churning, He gets manifested. Once the Lord is manifested, like the fire manifested, removes the darkness. The fire manifested removes that cold. Isn't it? Fire manifested helps in doing yajna, cooking the food, giving the warmth. How many ways the fire helps? So in the way, when the Atma Jnana is invoked, the Ajnana goes away. The delusions go away. The Upaditadatmyas go away. The Jiva Bhava goes away. The Karma Phaladi samsara goes away. Punaravinja that Atman in us. Meaning of this shloka in the example of the unmanifest fire in the mathana, the churning. Vahnehe yatha yonigatasya मूर्ति नैव दृश्यते न च लिंगनाशः स भूय एव इंधन योनि गृह्यः तद्वो भयं वै. This is the whole example. And what is conveyed through the example is pranavena dehe. In the deha, with the pranava upasana as the matana, that the unmanifest, the atman in us, which is agnisthaniya, we have to manifest and experience it. Or as we said now, in that fire of Atma Jnana, burn the Ajnana, the Moha, the Upadhi, the Adatmya, the Jiva Bhava, the Aneka Karma Karma Phala Rupi Samsara. Burn karo usko usme. So, Pranavena Dehe. So, in that Pranavena, we have thoroughly studied how the Pranava can be utilized for different spiritual sadhana purposes as mentioned in each of the Shastras. लेकिन योग दर्शनम जप के लिए ओंकार को कहा. इन द गीता एकाग्र गीता for upasana also om in chapter, in the 9th chapter, in the 17th chapter. Pranava sarva vedeshu shabda ke paurusham rishu, it is in 7th class, 7th chapter. Then vedyam pavitram onkaraha ruksa mahisurevacha in the 9th chapter. And then om tat saditi nirdeshaha brahmanaha trividaha smadaha said in the 17th chapter. So for the ekagrata, for the upasana, for the japa in the yoga darshana, and again for alambana and shraddha in the Katha Upanishad, and for the merger of the anatman in the Mandukya Upanishad, and again for deep meditation in our Mundaka Upanishad, not Mundaka, Prashna Upanishad. And Ekamatra, Dvimatra, Trimatra, and Amatra Upasana. In Mandukya, the Amatra contemplation also told. So that is the meaning of Pranavena. So Pranav ka us tarah se alamban lo. We have seen yesterday exhaustively how many ways Pranava has to be considered. He is the Brahman, he is the Atman, he is the entire universe. And the only Pranava Ucharana we do. In the Pranava Ucharana, the multi-pointedness, make it single pointed. And use the 3 syllables to merge the 3 avasthas. These are various places how to do these are all called Pranava Upasanas. Knowing Pranava Mahima is Pranava Upasana. Knowing Brahman as Pranava as Brahman, Pranava Upasana. Knowing and accepting Pranava as Hiranyagarbha, that is a Pranava Upasana. Japa, Pranava Upasana. Merger of 3 avasthas, Pranava Upasana. Praying to that Pranava, reveal to me the truth, called Pranava. ये सब प्रणव की उपासना है. Don't ask. So हम इतना बताया क्या है प्रणव उपासना. उच्चारण से लेकर ब्रह्मानुभूति तक, in whatever the way the pranava can be used, all of that are the pranava upasanas, pranava chintanas, pranava dhyanas, pranava alambanas, pranava upayog, onkara upayog. So pranavena, we have seen the meaning. What do you mean by dehe? Dehe means one meaning is simple. While we are alive in the body, only in the human life it's possible. So before the body falls off or wards off, you just do it while being in the sharira, in the human sharira. Deha. Okay. Second meaning is what? Therefore, this deha entire jivana use only for that meaning, that purpose. देह में रहना, देह अतीत प्रणव को जानने के लिए, प्रणव के द्वारा परब्रह्म को. That's the meaning of deha. Second. Third meaning of deha means bring your attention from the outer world into your own deha. And in the deha, go one by dehas. Transcend. Deha means use the pranava to bring your attention to stula deha from the outer world. From the stula to the sukshma. From the sukshma to the karana. Then go beyond. देह इस स्थूल सूक्ष्म कारण देह के अंदर जो आत्मा है उसको पकड़ने के लिए. Isn't it? Again, the other way of saying is deha means panchakoshas. पंचकोशों के भीतर देह means bring your attention to your own subjective personality. And in that subjective personality, layers using the pranava, go deeper into the subtler and subtler koshas and go and touch the ultimate one. That is the meaning of pranavena dehe sthita atmanam anubhavam kuryat. So feel that feeling, the unmanifest fire as if coming out and manifesting as the churning is going on. Imagine. In the same way, we are going on using pranava for the upasana. To that extent, the deeply hidden Atman is surfacing. Either you imagine like that, or we ourselves in our identity becoming deeper, subtler, deeper, subtler, deeper, subtler, and lo, merged in that conscious self, riding on the alambana of Omkara. And as we just know, luckily in our common sense thought, spoke exhaustively about this only. Imagine that I am that infinite Chidakasha. And I am that Sarva Vyapaka Shuddha Pratyakshit Swarupa, Ananda Swarupa. Or bring out that anu. The meaning of churning is it's very much there, manifested. Do those things by which it gets manifested. All scientists are doing continuous churning, Matana. And that's why in this world of science, newer things every day are being discussed. You have to really, with folded hands, do namaskar to all those Bhautika Shastrajnas whose miraculous discoveries are mind blowing only. And how mind blowing they are. Even to feel about that also, we don't have sensitivity of our mind, that much dull witted we are, even though we are enjoying all of it. That command vocal when it's given to that Alexa is presenting. What a miracle it is. Alexa, पुराने भूले बिसरे गाने coming. Alexa, pop music is coming. Alexa, Hindu Veda mantras. Veda mantra. What a miracle it is. No, it's mind blowing to me that how this my mind's sound, a thought through my mouth coming out, and that gross object is receiving it and it is responding in fulfilling my sankalpa. अब मेरे को तो होश ही उड़ जाता है वो उसको जब देखता हूँ तो मैं. How is it possible? Miracle, na? In this universe, what human being is creating or inventing is everything is mind blowing. Imagine it's unimaginable the things that are happening. इलेक्ट्रॉनिक कम्युनि एवरीवेयर. क्या यहाँ से यार वो सैटेलाइट भेज रहे हैं और उसको यहाँ से कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं, एंड दैट सैटेलाइट इज टेस्टिंग ऑल द थिंग्स एंड इट इज गिविंग अस द डेटा एंड वी आर एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड, है ना. The satellite is telling us about the ocean and what's happening in the ocean. Forest, what is happening in the forest. Atmosphere, what's happening in the atmosphere. Within the earth, what is happening. सारा हमको डिटेल दे रहा है यार. मथन का रिजल्ट देखो. आप बाप रे, I can't imagine. What do you mean with that bullet train traveling at 550 kilometer speed? And the latest yesterday wala. That fellow, the Musk and that, whoever is the would be president of America. They are planning that supersonic, whatever you the aircraft nahi hai wo, the rockets are only, with which from America to India, half an hour you reach. भारत माता से अमेरिका आधा घंटे में पहुंच जाओ. Every part of the world you can reach in 1 hour. That's it. It's mind blowing only. They are going to invent it. They are going to bring it out. Because जब रॉकेट इतने स्पीड में है, आधा मिनट में उतना दूर जा रहा है, the same principle is adjusted, manifested, or negotiated to achieve this speed. That you have seated in the airport Delhi, half an hour में you are in New York, Washington DC. Mathan ka results I am telling. Not only in that field, in the field of entertainments. The whole thing through the technology and graphics, you see that in everything. If somebody writes poetry, somebody composes music, somebody is making an art and painting, somebody is inventing newer and newer types of the eatables and the new types of crops or क्या क्या कर रहे हैं. इतने इतने बड़े फल तैयार कर रहे हैं. Nowadays see that crops of every fruits, the human brain. शरीफ आप देखोगे इतने तगड़ा बड़े बड़े मीठे आ गए. तरबूज खरबूज देखो तो human brain go to the up to this level of reproduction system and all. Gone the days of test tube. अब देखो कहाँ तक हो गया. In future, after 10-15 years, we know only the human being's body, a part is cut, and from that the genes are collected. From that, that particular technique is there with which the human reproduction can be done. Maybe every animal also they may produce in that way. That will be very chaotic. Everything will become confusion only because the ultimate rule of the divine, we may be thwarting with that. Those dangers, the human being intelligent, he will also discover the problems with it. He being wise, he drops that. Like there are so many things which were destructive, we have dropped. No, I'm just telling all of that. Though we have gone far ahead in our giving the examples, the mathan ki baat hum keh rahe hain. The glory of the science today. It is just how much it's making convenient. What do you mean by 120 stored building? And continuously lift is operated. And in that such a huge building of 100 stories, in each floor there are 10 flats. So there are 1,000 flats in it. To all of them water supply, to all of them electricity supply, to all of them the internet supply, to all of them the drainage system. ये कम है क्या कोई मेरे अकल से? मेरे को तो लगता है. Unity in only in all of them. Because without the divine kripa, the human being who is at his all parts level, dead matter, cannot do all that. And after seeing all these human being things, then keep he and his achievements side effect. Then think about the whole universe. The Milky Way, the galaxies, the solar systems, the movement of the planets in the orbits, the big mountains, the oceans. अब ये देखकर फिर ये ईश्वर का ये अकल है, शक्ति है, उनके सामने द मनुष्य शक्ति is छोटा ही. Again another understanding. How many galaxies at every moment coming out and entering back into the black holes? With what speed the earth is rotating and we don't even feel it. अब देखो, these are all Bhagavad creation, no? And also you see that microorganism. In that also there is intelligence. In that also there are karmendriyas, jnanendriyas. In that also there is thinking, planning. In the mosquito, it's thinking for its survival. It wants the blood. How it reaches to that human being and goes to that place where blood can be sucked. See that tiny that instruments that are given to it, it just pierces and takes. That's a miracle, divine creation. See the painting in that butterfly or in so many birds and all. भगवान का क्रिएशन, उसका ये क्रिएशन है ह्यूमन बीइंग को भगवान का थोड़ा इंटेलिजेंस देता हूँ, यूज कर, पर्सन यूज करके ह्यूमन बीइंग इज क्रिएटिंग ऑल ऑफ दैट. The railway system, the airplane system, the transport systems, the variety of automated machines, etc., that are being invented. Mind blowing है बाबा, बाप रे. फिर भी मनुष्य के अंदर काम करो तो दुर्गुण is that prompted with that काम, all this. And everything that's invented is destructive in that way, giving comfortable, luxurious samsara. But it is samsara only. Wonderful it is. So, in the same way, Dehe Pranavena, the Agnisthaniya Atma, Agnisthaniya Atma has to be manifested. Okay? Pranavena Uttara Aranisthaniyena Mananat Gruhyate. Dehe Adhara Aranisthaniyena. So the upper cup, lower cup. Lower cup is stable, that is body. Upper cup is Omkara. That Omkara, variety of upasanas which we have said here. Here it is called Manana, another place is called Chintana, another place it's called Jnana, another place is called as Dhyana. Right? All of that is called as Manthana. Through that, see that the self is manifested. So simple. Atman is there, it is there in our heart, it has to be experienced in ourselves. It is an unmanifest. It has to be manifested. For manifesting, all techniques are told. While following those techniques, take the pranava as alambana. Okay? Pranava alambana is for two purposes: to pull our distracted attentions and to put our attention towards the Paramatma. प्रणव का मेन वो उपयोग है. संसार में भटकता हुआ मैं प्रणव के द्वारा वहां से अपने आप के पास आता हूं, फिर अपने आप को परमात्मा की तरफ मोल्ड करता हूं, डायरेक्ट करता हूं. दैट्स हाउ द प्रणव शुड बी टेकन एज फॉर द हेल्प. नाउ इन दिस नेक्स्ट मंत्र तदेव प्रपंचयति, सेम थिंग ऑफ द प्रणव उपासना, प्रणव ध्यान, realizing the self is said in this 14th mantra. स्वदेहमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ध्याननिर्मथनाभ्यासात् देवं पश्येत् निगूढवत्. स्वदेहमरणिं कृत्वा प्रणवं चोत्तरारणिं ध्याननिर्मथनाभ्यासात् devam paschet nigudhavatu. So the literal meaning is swadeham aranim krutva. Make your own body as the lower arani, the below cup. Pranavam cha uttara aranim, the Omkara as the uttara arani. So we already said the swadeha arani krutva means the lower cup as a support, it should be there, means staying in the body, while staying in the body, before we leave the body, stabilizing the body. है ना? स्थूल देह का स्टेबलाइज करे तभी वी कैन गो टू सूक्ष्म देह. सूक्ष्म देह स्टेबलाइज करें तभी हम bypassing the कारण देह we can reach to परमात्मा. Don't enter to कारण देह, that is sleeping. वेदांत में कारण देह का जिक्र होता है, कारण देह में प्रवेश नहीं होना है. Because when you enter to कारण देह you are in bija avastha. You cannot do sadhana of realizing self. That's why even though the Atma of the Vijnanamaya Kosha is Anandamaya Kosha, yet from the Vijnanamaya Kosha only, bypassing detouring Anandamaya Kosha, we realize the Paramatma. By realizing the Vijnanamaya Kosha Sthita, Drashta, Shrota, Manta, Vijnata. By dropping Drashtutva, Shrotutva, Mantrutva, Vijnatrutva, by dropping the eyes, ears, mind and intellect. Then we reach Chidabhasa. We reach to Chidabhasa. When the Chidabhasa focusing attention outside through upadhis, it is becoming the jnata of the outer world. When the Chidabhasa focuses its attention on its own source, where from I am able to know, then that ahamvritti goes, the Chidabhasa discovers itself to be the Chit. And that is I experience. I am experience. That's called as I am consciousness. It's not a word. It's not a thought. It's not an imagination. It's not a contemplation, but it is an experience. So, है ना? Like a doctor. Who are you? I'm a doctor. No, that I'm a doctor is not a word. It's not a contemplation. It is not thought. It is an experience. Of course, that experience is identified with the buddhi in which he has got medical knowledge. बुद्धि नामक उपाधि में मेडिकल नॉलेज होने के कारण बुद्धि से आइडेंटिफाई करके ही सेज आई एम डॉक्टर. बट द पॉइंट इज इट्स एन एक्सपीरियंस. देयर इज नो डाउट इन इट. He doesn't say I'm an actor, I'm a lawyer. No, I'm doctor. In the same way, I am that Chaitanya Atma. Anubhuti. It's not a word, it's not an imagination, it's not a projection, it's not a contemplation, it's not a Zabardasti. I am. That Anubhuti will come bypassing Anandamaya Kosha from the Vijnanamaya Kosha. Okay. So, in this way, Swadeham Aradim Krutva, Pranavancha Uttaranim, Dhyana Nirmatana Abhyasat. In the other Upanishad, Jnana Nirmatana Abhyasat. There, Bhashyam Dahati Panditaha, here, Devam Pashet Nigudavat. Nigudagnivat Atmadevam Pashetu. So, this shloka can be little more studied. We'll meet tomorrow to see that. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 examples are given. Each are so potential and powerful. Each example, which we will see in the 15th mantra, indicates that the essence is there, but you have to do your due efforts to invoke it. Right? Tileshu Tailam, Dadiniva Sarpihi, all of that we will study tomorrow. So, may we have that comprehending intellect of all the knowledge we are gathering. May we have that ability in the intellect to filter and sort out and remove the non-essentials and grasp the essential. Sadhya, the grasp the essential. Sadhana, grasp the essential. Tayari or preparation. Like the world has got the sorting out machines, so many. वो भी एक miracle है. I'm surprised, that machine of counting the coins. सारे जो तिरुपति में मिलते हैं coins, every coin of denomination. अब तो कम हो गए. They're all poured in it. फिर 1 रुपए का उधर, 2 रुपए के इधर, 5 रुपए इधर, 10 रुपए इधर गिर जाता है वो. Even the notes also they made. It sorts out the notes. पूरा उसमें डाल दो. इधर 500 का, 200 का, 100 का, 50 का. Because a huge thing, so many poured. And in that foreign countries, इतने currency जाते हैं, gold ornaments, people put everything in Tirupati Hundi. Those who go to count the money, they know it. Sorting out, I'm talking. So may we have that intellect which sorts out the non-essential packages while we were discussing and contains or holds on to the essentials. May this happen to us soon. May we revel in the joy that we are spiritual seekers. May we revel in the joy that we are doing sadhana. May we revel in the joy that we are progressing at it is conspicuous to us. May we revel in the joy of reaching the destination. Om, 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 Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramashibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Tatsat Brahmarpanavastu. Friends, come back in 5 minutes to study the most divine Bhagavad Gita Shastra.